and welcome everyone. This is Dmitry and we are having another network programmability stream. As always, I'm glad to be here and share with you my network programmability journey. Today we are going to try working on a new idea of mine and I will tell you about it in a moment. Very briefly, it's Python library for NETCONF. That said, it's not for doing NETCONF with network device. For that, we already have a library. This is more about how do you load your data and how you build your XML NETCONF XML in the first place, and how do you apply diff operations between what is currently on the device and what do you want to get. So I have some ideas. I'm not 100% sure about implementation yet, but we'll see. We'll try doing this live. We'll see how far we will get. Also see that there is a comment that the stream is a little bit laggy. Okay, so let me know, folks, if this is if other people also having the same issue. If this is the case, then we will restart. Oh, the webcam is laggy. Okay. I had this problem again last time, but I'm not sure it will be an easy fix. I will have to do some troubleshooting for that, probably off the stream. So fortunately, if this is the case right now, I'm not sure there is much I can do right now, and I don't want to spend too much time on that. It's just my face with a DevNet cap, that's all. So okay, going back to the topic, just to summarize, this will be me writing Python library. No idea how far we will get, but it's about how to make NetConf and simpler with Python. I will tell you more after we will get through some sections. So let's get started with something new that happened in my life during this week since the last stream. So and there aren't too many things, so I think we will get through them in like 5 minutes or 10. So one of them is I was listening to Talk Python to Me latest podcast, and the title for it is 30 Amazing Python Projects. And I'm usually very skeptical about like blog articles or podcasts like this. But I must tell you that it was quite helpful. So obviously not every project listed here on this podcast was like super great and I want to check it out right now. But some of them got my attention. So some of the projects I heard about already, but I haven't really tried. Some of them I have never heard in my life before. So for example, Spacey looks interesting. I think Spacey is about text processing, so it can understand, well, natural language processing, where you can understand what is kind of like the meaning behind the words. Another one is Prophets that got my attention, was where I think it's developed by Facebook, where it's trying to predict the data in the future, basically predicting time series. And a couple of more. I will not go through all of them, but I do encourage you to either listen to this podcast or just take this list and click on every single one and understand if this is something that you may benefit from or not. Oh, another one that definitely got my attention was Mechanical Soup. Since every so often I have to deal with unstructured XML, HTML, where I can have to parse some web page, and so for that we had beautiful soup for ages, but I'm also curious to understand if this is something that's better. So check it out, and maybe it will be useful for you. There's a question in the chat, do you know GeoHot? No, I have no idea what that is, but let me see. Is it Python project? Oh, it's a person actually. No, I do not know this person. Tell us more. What kind of interesting projects he's doing? So meanwhile, a couple of other things. Well, only one other thing, which is this Friday you received an email from Cisco Live Europe team with invitation to speak at Cisco Live. So some of my sessions got accepted, which I submitted a couple of months ago. So as of now, I will be having 3 sessions. One of them will be a breakout session which I will be doing with my colleague at work, and we will be talking about the network automation. However, not about the general approaches and stuff like that. We'll take one of our existing projects, which is lab network automation, lab management system, that we are doing at work for a very specific purpose, and we will be walking through it and discussing all of the different network automation pieces present in our project. So I'm really excited about that, since I already spent on this project more than half a year, and I do think it's could be something useful for other people who are trying to do network automation, since approaches there can be universally applied, though we do have some very specific use cases there. So basically it's walking through the use case and explaining how we approach different problems, and what tools we used and how, and so on and so forth. And 2 more, one of them will be DevNet workshop about Python async.io, which is asynchronous programming. We had a stream about async.io before, and I already had this session at Cisco Live US, so it will be the 2nd iteration of this session. And the last one is a new one, which will be the DevNet workshop about Nornir, and Nornir is Python automation framework. I am one of the contributors to the project, and well, we had at least I think 3 or 4 streams about Nornir before, so yeah, this will be a hands-on workshop. Very excited to speak at Cisco Live again. Cisco Live will be 2019 will be in Barcelona, I think in the last days of January or first days of February. So if you will be there, make sure you let me know, and so that we can meet and talk about anything you want, and get to know each other. I'm very excited. Well, I'm always happy to meet with people who are watching my stream. Well, to be honest, I'm always happy to meet with anyone in the industry and talk about anything that is happening in networking world. So that's pretty much it. I think we got through all of my news in 7 minutes or so. Now, before we'll jump into today's topic, let me briefly talk about what we did last time. And when I was posting the recording of the last stream, I noticed that we actually didn't finish at the point where I would like it to be finished. So it's kind of in incomplete limbo state. but I was so exhausted last time, so I decided that okay, I'm not going to finish that. So as a brief reminder, last time we were discussing Docker containers and how to build a development and production Docker container for Python application. I think it was quite comprehensive, since unlike most of my streams where I take something that is not very familiar to me and I'm trying to make sense out of it live, in case of Docker I feel it was more like a tutorial, so it was not a typical stream. But there was one problem where after we built a production container, it actually didn't work quite right. So I think it would be good to spend 5 minutes and to make sure that that is fixed and maybe give it another go. Or I will just point to the problem. So and then we'll go back to today's topic. So here is the Docker file from last stream, and well, there are a couple of optimization made to make it run faster. Well, one of the problems is that I deleted runtime dependency for OpenSSL. So right now we will go ahead and fix that. Since I don't remember exact commands how to do that, I'm going to use one of my existing Docker containers, Docker files, and copy one of the things from there. So which is right here actually. So this part actually is scanning for runtime dependencies and making sure that those are not deleted. So run deps, let's give it one go. If it for some reason if it will still not really work, that's fine, we'll just move on since today's topic is different. But let me go there. So it was network programmability stream, netproc stream, Django, and let's do history, grab docker build tail -5. Yeah. So let's give it another go. Yeah. Okay. While it's building, since it will take some time, let me talk through what we are going to do today and what is the idea of my new open source projects. And I have so many that I always do not know on which one to work. And probably at one point in my life I will regret having so many open source projects, because people will come to the repos and asking for new features, but I will just not have bandwidth to support all of them. But it is what it is. So here is my idea. Currently, if you want to do NETCONF with a network device, there are a couple of pieces that you have to do. Well, first you usually have some data in like JSON, YAML, XML, whatever you want. Usually YAML, it seems to be kind of like best practice. Well, let's not say best practice, but probably is like the most popular way. You have a data which is like lists and dictionaries and key value pairs and blah blah blah. And what is happening is you have to take this data and you have to also build something like NetConf RPC Jinja template. okay, where you have your template, and then you take your data and you take a template, you apply Jinja, and then you build a resulting NetConf. And then you use something like NC client in Python to apply this to network device. So I would like to change this workflow a little bit. I don't want to have Jinja. I don't want people to building the NetConf. I don't want people building the NetConf templates manually. I would like to get rid of that step. So here is one piece. I would like to put the data in YAML in some way that, and then apply my library on this data and build NetConf RPC for you. Okay, here's one piece. Now another piece is what was my ideas that I mentioned on Twitter when I was announcing the stream was diff. So another piece, once you build this kind of end result XML, that this library would take the running config in Yank, what you built in Yank, apply diff, and we'll figure out what is the difference that you have to apply to guarantee the state. Now in general, and there are, well, if you know NetConf Yank, and if you have watched my streams before, you may have some questions like, well, NetConf already supports operation replace. Why would you want to do any kind of diff with running config? And you will be right, partially. So there are a couple of things that I learned, well, and that I knew before. One of them, at least one vendor that I know, and I will not tell you which vendor, since I learned this recently, at least one vendor that I know doesn't do correct NetConf operation replace. When you apply NetConf operation replace, they delete what is going to be replaced and reapply it. So basically it's a service disruption, which is not really supposed to be this way. So if you are doing NetConf operation replace, what should happen is that you have to replace the parts of the config on the fly without any service disruption, unless you are deleting some feature as the end result. But this is what it is with one of the vendors. Another piece is you can't apply NetConf operation replace on everything. You cannot apply NetConf operation replace only on lists and leaf lists. You will have to apply NetConf operation replace on the root of that list, and it really depends on how your Yankee model is constructed. So sometimes it's not possible to do operation replace at all for parts of your config. So yeah, that is the case. Now I'm thinking if I should give you an example, and I'm thinking that, you know what, I actually should. So here's what I'm going to do. Docker ps -a yeah, so docker run netconf explorer. You know what, I should have run this before, but docker start NETCONF Explorer. Yeah, okay, so I started the container, and this is a tool that I showed you last time, which is advanced NETCONF Explorer. So I don't remember on which port it's listening. Okay, 9269. Okay, so localhost 9269, and I have to put credentials of my device, Cisco. So it will load for now. So while it's loading, so I will actually show to you if our production container is working, which we built right here. So history grep docker run tail -5. Yeah. Okay, and this should be on port 8000. Okay, so this is our Django application that we were dockerizing last time, and to check if it's working, I should click on something like here, csrdev and docker logs -f this. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, it's working. So yeah, the problem with my Docker container last time was just I forgot these two things to make sure that I have runtime dependencies. So now it's up and running. Okay, so after the stream, I will take some time to push this to the repo. Okay. Good. Now let's see if our okay, NETCONF Explorer is still thinking. So let me know, guys, if you have any questions about what we are going to do today, since we'll have to wait so that I can give you example of some potential issues. And I think I can kill this container. Yeah, okay, so this is our advanced NETCONF Explorer. So let me try to explain to you the problem with operation replace. So let's go to native model, and my mouse stopped working. So native interface, and look here. So this is native model on Cisco SXE, which starts with native, then interface, and here you select a type of interface, okay, like loopback. So here is a problem. Loopback here, I think it's list or leaf list, I don't remember exactly. And imagine you have a use case where you would want to replace just loopbacks, okay? Not every interface, but just all loopbacks. So you have a data about loopbacks in your data, then you have a new state of this state of your loopbacks, and you would like to replace all existing loopbacks with all existing loopbacks config with new loopbacks config. You can't do it with operation replace because it this loopback object is going to be a list where the name, I don't see it here, a name or number, yeah, where name is a key, since you can't apply operation replay on lists. So you can apply operation replace only on element which is not list or lift list, which in this case is going to be interface here. What this means is that if you want to replace all loopbacks, you actually have to have data about every single of your physical interfaces, every single interface that you have in your states, because you can apply operation replace only on this root element interface. So now there are other things that are actually even worse, which is something like username. So for example, username is also a list, since you may have multiple usernames where the key is name. Now this also means that you can't apply operation replace on username, but in this case it's even worse. In order to do that, you have to apply operation replace on native. So what this means is that if you like to replace usernames, you actually have to replace everything in the native model. Every single piece of config you will have to replace, which is it's not really realistic. Well, it is realistic if you generate all of your config for NetConf and everything is supported in your native models. So then I guess it's doable, but it's going to be a lot of work. So you can't really apply gradual state like, oh, you know what, let's try to implement automation for static routes or for usernames or for SNMP community strings. Gradually, you know, building one on top of each other, one on top of another. You can do it in this case, since this problem is operation replace. So what is going to be the alternative for this? Well, the alternative would be you build your new state for the features that you want. You do get config via netconf to get the current configuration in netconf, and then you have to do diff. But you have to do diff very carefully in order to build it. So this is what I think we can offload to a library, but I'm not 100% sure that we'll be successful. It's actually not that simple, since if you are doing a partial operation replace, you would need to specify keys on which level you would like to have this. You would need to have some markers on which level you are okay to do that. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm not yet sure. So, but this will be a little bit for later. So as a first step, let's try thinking about how we can approach the problem of, okay, let's have our data in some format, which if we load, we will end up transforming this data into the NetConf RPC without actually applying Jinja templates. So let's take either usernames or VRFs. I'm not yet sure. VRF could be nice. Yeah, VRF definition could be nice. And I think we have some VRFs already on this device. Yeah, VRF definition management and VRF1. Okay. Okay, so here is what we want to have. And let me open, I think, Visual Studio Code. And before that, we'll have to create a new folder. Let's call it, folks, do you have any idea for a good name for this library? I will just have Python NETCONF for now, but maybe you'll come with some better name for this. Okay, and I will launch my Visual Studio Code here. Oops. Okay, so let me see. So here is the config on the device. Here is the model. So we would like to put our data in such a form which would be automatically converted to what we need. So the path for this will be native VRF definition address family, and then name. Okay. So here's how I would like to create the data for this. Since we'll still have to follow the Yank model, we have to do it very carefully. Let me do this, or maybe I can just, yeah. So here's how the data would look like. You have a key called native, which has what? Which has different things like VRF and then definition. And definition is going to be well, it's going to contain a name, which will be something like VRF2, for example. And then we'll have address families, address family, IPv4, something like this. Well, almost, I think, like this. Okay, so you have a data in this form. Now, a VRF definition is going to be a list. Okay, since it may have multiple of these. And so you'll have to copy that. This will be VRF3, example VRF4. So I would like to put the data in a form like this, and then it should be automatically converted to XML. Now there are a couple of more pieces that are kind of bothering me. If you are doing this, then one of the things that we lose is this key. Uh, so I guess we somehow will have to mark that the key is this. So my thinking would be something like this, like key name, maybe this. Key also may consist of two or several things. So key may have, okay, this and this. This can be a key. So yeah. Oh, another piece that this library would need to have is if you take the data that you have and you put you give a yank model file, it should be able to do a validation if your data is correct or not, and then yell at you if something is not correct. Okay, so you put the data, I guess, like this. So this part is very questionable. I will put like a comment right now. I'm not yet sure how to deal with this. Now another piece is the namespace. So if you're doing NetConf, you must provide a namespace. So I guess the way to go here would be wherever you need this, you would put something like this. Add XML NS, and then you put the namespace. So if I go to projects, others, yank vendor Cisco XC 1691, and then if I do cat on Cisco ISXC native or grab namespace. Yeah, I think this is what I would like to have. So you take this and then you can convert this to like edit config or something. Okay. So I'm kind of building it in my mind, but like how this interface of this library would look like. Or maybe I should just start coding and see where it leads me. Let's do this. Let's do a search. Convert Python dict to XML. Okay, this project is not really developed. Okay, dict to XML. Yeah, this project is not really developed. Oh, okay, so there is some other XML error. Also 2 years ago. Not cool. This looks interesting. I think this library is a good place to start. Yeah. So, okay, I created the folder. Now let's go ahead and initialize our project. Python, I'm already here, so what version of Python I'm using? 3.6. So poetry init, Python NETCONF 0.1, Python library to which provides useful tooling for NetConf. License MIT 3.6. No, yes. Okay. So another thing is that I would like to create a virtual environment, Python -m venv venv.venv, and then we will need to add this library, for example. So poetry add xm. Wait, what? Pretty sure I will need the XML to deal with this, but okay, XML. Please support Python 3. Please support Python 3. Okay, good. So now I can say poetry. Let's also do poetry at dev black IPython IPDB flake8. And MyPy as well. Probably PyYang too. Okay, let's leave it for now. Okay, and MyPy. Since I like types in Python, so MyPy too. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so libraries are added. Well, should just go ahead and start doing stuff. So I have to open a new project here in PyCharm. And I think I put it in the wrong folder, didn't I? I bet I did, yeah. So we'll have to move all of that here. Okay. I'll start here. So let's go ahead and start playing with this library. So let's take this, and this will be our playground basically. So we'll have to create a new folder here, netconf yank. Tops? Seriously? Okay, let's try to build something similar. So let's say native. Let's do authors, and here we'll have HTTP some URL. Okay, so this should be part of native, and then here everything else can be whatever you want. So this will be like vref, this will be none. Okay, something like this. Native authors, xlmns, vref. Or maybe let's do a couple of more levels. So definition, and this is going to be a list, and in this list we'll have multiple elements. We'll have name vref1, and we'll have name vref2. Okay, and we'll just use this function. Import dict import dict to XML, d pretty true custom root none. Okay, let's go ahead and try this. So poetry run, oh yeah, Python NETCONF yank. Poetry run IPython. What is going on here? No such file or directory. I will do the following: rmref venv python -m venv.venv, and then it should be poetry install. Hello fake stars, how are you doing? Okay, this seemed to work, so now I should be able to say poetry run IPython. Okay, now it's working, so let me see if I copy this and I paste it here. What? Oh, I have some issue here. What did I... Wait, what? Unhatchable type dict. One, two, and where is it failing? In just parsing this. Here. Oh, no, it's fine. And this is fine. Oh, right. Yes. Yeah. Okay, so this is failing in different place now. This is failing here. Oh, there was also custom root none or something. Yeah, I have a feeling I will have to do it myself. Honestly, I must tell that yes, this is just horrible. Look on this. So if you look here, dictionary key value is dictionary, and here you have dictionary inside of dictionary without the key. In the goddamn example, like you have an example, and if you copy paste it, it doesn't work. I mean, here it is correct, but come on. Wow. Like putting the first example of the library which doesn't work is just nuts. And here is a bunch of tabs. This one doesn't expect this attribute. Okay, I see where this is going. Are there any open issues? There is one issue. Yeah. I really can't believe that there are no good XML serializers for Python. Well, there is this, but let me see what are other examples. Dict to XML. Nope. Okay, this looks interesting. Oh. Okay, this is something that may be useful. So this converts those to element3 objects, which can later be converted to strings. This kind of makes sense. I honestly can't believe that there isn't a good tool for this. This looks interesting too. Gosh, I hate XML. Let's see if this works with attributes. This is good. Let's try this one. Pick link tools. So I hope I should be able to install them. This one doesn't seem to be on by API. I will try this. This is very depressing. I can't believe that after all these years there isn't a good tool that can do this. It's just ridiculous. Okay, so let's try this. And we will also need to do import. Yeah. Okay. See, I damn it. This is not what I want. I don't want you to build the whole XML for me. I want you to build a part of it. Because I don't need this. I need only this part. And even in this case, I would like to add some attributes there. By default, it blah blah blah, it custom route. Okay, route false. Okay, let me. We are getting somewhere. So what if I do this? Okay. Okay, this is better. I can live with this. So native ref definition, item name. I still would like to do something with the attributes. It seems this doesn't support attributes. Okay, this is ID, this is not it. Custom attributes. Nope. Yes, I have a recording of every stream. There's a question in chat, but it's in Russian. If I record the streams. Yes, I do. That said, I feel like during today's stream I will not get anywhere. I didn't realize this was an area where there is no great solutions. Like, I believe I will have to do it myself. Okay, so this was converted to dict to XML. Oh, I think I see now. Okay. Let's hope for the best. Okay, what did I do wrong here? Oh, comma. Module is not callable, is it? Okay. We are getting somewhere, but this is still not perfect. Native. Let's try looking on the source code of this. Wow, it's quite big actually. I don't think this is the same code as I saw here on the web page. Let's look through this. Yeah, it's definitely not the same. Nope. Another problem is that this doesn't have a license too, so who's this guy? Yeah, I think I will just write my own. After all, so instead of writing netconf yang stuff, I will just have to write some XML builder. So Python, how to build XML. Using LXML, yes. Let's try doing that. From LXML import E3. Okay, I will have to poetry at LXML. It will take a while since I will have to compile it. So let's look on this. Create element root. Root child, an element in text. Okay. XML element support attributes. You can create some directly in the element factory. Well, I guess instead of just having this, I would, if I will do it right, I will post it as a separate project. But there was one that grabbed my attention. Okay, let's take our example. So this is what I want to have. Okay, this will be dict to XML py. Okay, and we'll have our dependency, which is LXML. Okay, root e3. This should be an argument to string. Root append e3 element child tag. Okay, so let's try doing this on the command line. So let's have element, which will be e3 element native, and then this should be here I can put anything I want. Some URL, and then element append e3 element vref. Vref is equal to this. Okay, something like this, and then we'll do print element. What's the native here? Native to string. Oh no, it's actually different. So it should be e3 to string native pretty print true. Okay, this looks correct. Now the only part that is a little bit bothering me is this. I'm not sure I want to have empty tags. Yeah, I think I can make it work. Okay, let's walk this through. So this is from typing import dictionary. This will be any string. Oh no, not string. Dict any. So this will be dictionary string any. So for key value in data items, this definitely is going to be recursive algorithm. Okay, so in our example, oh, I'm putting it in the incorrect place. So from dot dict XML to XML, import dict to XML, and this is not here, then here. And then as a test we are going to do the following. We are going to do print see what elements are available here. Print e3 to string d pretty print pretty true, something like this. Data will be dict to XML from D. Here will be data. Okay, this is going to be our test. So now we have to deal with this. I'm going to copy this example here and comment it out, but so that I can see the data. So we'll have to build a recursive algorithm. So if is instance data is dictionary or list, then we want to apply recursion. No, it should be a little bit different. So if this is a dictionary, then we are going to process this. if this is a list, we will do something else. So if this is a list, well, then we just take every object and apply this function again. So for item in data, this will be dict to XML from data from item. And I also have to add interpreter. Add existing environment. Okay. From LXML import e3. This will be e3 object. So if this is a dictionary, you're going to get key and value pair, where key is a string and value can be anything. Okay, if key starts with at, then let me check something. So let's say key is equal to at. For some reason I can't hear the music anymore. Okay. Key starts with a at, and key strip a at else strip. Okay, else strip. Okay, so if key starts with this and key is equal to key else strip at utter key. Okay. If key starts with this, and attribute key will be this, and then attribute value is going to be value. And then we have to provide these things as a unpacked dictionary, which is well, we can do this. So attributes will be dictionary, then utters key will be value, key starts with at. Now if key elif not is instance value dictor list. Yeah, I forgot a little bit how to build proper recursive algorithms. Okay, if we are part of the nested root, we will have to build the element and then apply it up. Okay. Well, not root but parent. If parent is none, then we just return everything. Let me see if there are some comments in the chat. No? Yeah, folks, today is actually a very unproductive stream, I must tell you. I'm thinking about this and just... It's super simple, but I still can't wrap my head around it. Considering that I wrote a bunch of those algorithms before. So, there are elements that have parent and those that are not. For example, let's say our data is just this, right? So this should convert to name vref1 name. To do this, we will have to do e3 element name, and then we'll have to do something like text is equal to vref1. What about other elements? Then we will have to say parent append this. So if I'm doing it from the it's a very bottom of recursion, right? I will have to keep track of the parent. Okay, I see a couple of problems here. Besides parent here, this data is just a dictionary, so but if I apply this here, then nah. Yeah. Sometimes I'm stuck like this. Okay, here we give data. Then we have underlying function which takes the data, which is basically a dictionary, but it may be a list as well. If this is a list like here, what we need to do, we have to create for every single object. For every single object, we have to child item. We have to create it here. Child item is going to be this. then we have to add to parent should have append child item, something like this. This will be parent. Child item, we apply this function recursively. We create an E3 object. And then we append it to parent, which is here. If this is a dictionary, then we have key value pairs. If the key starts with @ symbol, we have to build this attributes dictionary. Otherwise, if value is not dictionary or something, then it's a simple type. So we will need to say that element will be E3 element key address, and then element text is going to be value. Okay, so this is in case I have key value like here, this and this. This is what we are going to do now. The next point is we have to well, I guess I can just return an item, an element. Now this part I don't even know. And additional part is, what if the item is dictor list? So if the item is dictor list, then should be here. Element is going to be key, and then if not is instance value dictionary or list, then element dot text is equal to value. If it is dictionary or list, Hmm. Okay, let's try. I definitely made some mistakes, but let's try anyway. No module named NetConf. No module named NetConf. Um, oh, yeah. ToString got unexpected keyword argument pretty. Oh, pretty print. Non-type cannot be serialized. Yeah. Well, where do I have none though? Oh, um, Argument element has incorrect type expected, got non-types. Yeah. Let's try to walk through this again. So, if the item is dictionary, you have key value pair, like this and this. If key starts with at, then we add it to special dictionary called attributes. Alternatively, no, I'm not doing this correctly. Let's do again. So we start here with native. So if this is a dictionary, then we have native as key, this is value. So we say, okay, attributes are empty dictionary. If there is any key, damn. See, since this is nested, it should be on different level. We start here, this is key, this is value. Okay, we say if key starts with at, yeah, I have to change this a little bit. Chat an attribute to an element, try something like this. Root attribute. Okay. We say, okay, if this is a dictionary, this is key, this is value. If nested element is dictionary or list, I think for now I should skip the whole attributes part. We create an element which starts with a key. Then, if node is instance, we are saying the following: if our value is dictionary or list, then we will apply this. Otherwise, we will add a text which is value, and then we will return an element. Okay, this part is fine. Now this part, you'll take an existing value, you'll say that parent is element that we created here, apply dict to XML, and element will append child to the root, and then print it. Okay, let's okay, still a problem. Okay, we are saying if this is dictionary or list, then we will create a child element no, it's not true. Yeah, something is affecting today my ability to think, since this is so simple and I just can't wrap my head around it. So let's do this. D3 is very simple. D3 is native, its name vref1. Okay, so this should result. Okay, this is what I expected. Now another piece of this would be this. Okay, this fails. So let's try walking through this example. We are saying if for key value, so key is definition, we are going to go ahead here and create key definition. Yes. Now if this is not in the value is the list, so we are going here. And then we say we create a child which is going to be a list, and we are going to say that the parent of this is going to be an element. I think I can do this. We applying this on the list, and we say, okay, our parent is this element that we had here, and then we are doing some printing, and then we are returning the element. Fair enough. Now when we get here, this is where we may have a problem. So we get here, we say data is a list, so then for every element in this list we are going to create a child Yes, okay. So poetry around Python definition. Why we are not printing this beautifully? Okay, definition and to BRFs. Okay, this is what I expected. Okay, so this seemed to work. Now there is additional piece with attributes. So attributes. This is key. This is value. When we are doing that, we are going to say parent dot attrib okay, let's go ahead and go here, and we will say here D2. Damn it. I may know what that is. If the element is a list, we are not dealing with nested dictionaries properly. Let's think about what we need to do if it's a goddamn dictionary. So if this value is dictionary, okay folks, I will get this done, and I think we'll stop for today because I feel like today I am failing to write code. Guess I just need a proper break or something. It's not going anywhere. This is a very simple algorithm, but I think I will have to try walking through this piece again, and I will try to do it out loud. So we already saw that this part is working fine. Let me double check. So D3 is working just fine. yeah, this part is correct. Now these two, there is some problem. Let's also add d4 as well, and d4 will be like this. Okay, yeah, so nested dictionaries do not work. Okay, so let's think this through about this case. Key native value dictionary. We are going here, we say okay, blah blah blah. We create an element for native, and then we say if this is a list, then apply this recursive function on that list. If this is a dictionary, what are we supposed to do? In this case, this part is dictionary and this part is dictionary. Well, we have to create an element for that and apply it to parent. So I guess we have to say parent and append this. Now finally, I feel like an idiot. Well, I guess I can deal with this parent here somewhere. I should be able to say parent append I will just leave it. Right now my brain is not working correctly. Yeah. Well, okay, this is what I wanted to have. It's native, and we see here the attribute native XML NS, and then this data. Perfect. So now that I have this, I should be able to load this data from the YAML file. So if we take this and we'll say test.yaml, okay, and here will be the file name, and then resulting thing will be e3. So we will need to add poetry at RAML YAML, and then from RAML YAML import YAML YAML is equal to YAML type save, and then here we'll say with open file name as f, return dict to XML from YAML load f. Okay, here's our test YAML. So then we should be able to say something like print e3 to string utils dict to XML, no, YAML file to XML. Let's just have YAML to XML, YAML to XML, and then here we provide the path, which is going to be scripts test.yaml. RAML YAML scanning error. Oh wow. YAML load. I suspect this is the problem. Yeah. Oh, I forgot decode here. And pretty print as well. Perfect. So let me hide all of this. Look at this. Native XLMNS VRF definition name. So this is an actually valid NETCONF payload. So by having something like this, we can easily use NC client now and push this. Okay, so this we are getting somewhere. Let me see one piece. NetConf by I don't see here examples with edit config. And I'm pretty sure I had some. Nope, not here. Come on. Target config default operation test option error option. Config is configuration which must be rooted in the config element. It must be specified either as a string or an element. Yes. Yes. Let's also add one additional piece here. So root none and we'll say if root, then if a root, then we will say return dict to XML from dictionary root data, else return this. And here we'll say, let's say root will be config. So if I do that, here it is. So now we are rooting from the config. Okay, config native vref definition. Okay, this actually looks good. So here is the data that I have. Key native. I don't like, since it's YAML, I will have to, because I have add symbol, but maybe I should use some other symbol, but I do not know which one. Actually, I'm curious if this is allowed. This is allowed. Nice. Okay, this is actually much better. So I have underscore xml ns, and I put this, and then I have this data. Interesting. Why? Why we are stopping at name though? I guess I hit another bug, which I did. So if in the list we have an Yeah, there is some bug here, but it's not obvious to me. But you know, folks, I feel like today I can't make any more progress. So be partially good at working. This is an XML that we are generating directly from this YAML data. This is part that we can deal with. We can deal with nested. Excuse me. We can deal with nested dictionaries when they are in the list. Is something I have to investigate, but today I just can't. So yeah, I think we will have another stream on this tool. So apologies that probably today was not extremely useful, and a lot of time was wasted, but unfortunately every so often programming is like this, that you may on one days you can write code non-stop, on another day you can't even write like 50 lines of code. This is hilarious. So yeah, unfortunately wasn't very productive, but we still made some progress, so which is good. So yeah, what are the pieces that we will still have to do? Obviously we have to fix the bug with nested with the dictionaries that are part of the lists. It's first step. Well, once we are done with that, we can already start using this kind of stuff for our purposes, since you put the data in something like this, and then, well, I guess you'll need to have some kind of integration with the NC client, but I will think this through. So once we do that, you can apply like NC client get config on already the data that we generated, which I think is cool. Now the part with diff obviously is going to be a little bit or much more painful, so I'm still not 100% sure what would be the best way to go there, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so for today, thank you very much for sticking with me. I wish you an easy working week, and I'll see you 1 week from now. Thank you. Bye.